So guys, this is my surf and turf risotto made with bone marrow, beautiful king prawns. This is an absolute winner. Look at that. And I'm gonna show you how to make it right now. So without further ado, let's do it. Right guys, so for this risotto, there is not a great deal of prep, but a few little things we need to do. We want a shallot, super simple. Both ends off, down through the middle. Remove the skin and the outer layer is kind of thin and papery. We don't want that in our risotto. So get that out of there, and then we want this dice fine. Start by almost julienning the shallot into these little sort of batons, and then from there we go. So really nice and fine. I mean, you could go finer, but I do want a little bit of texture in there. If you want, you can kind of give it a couple more passes with the knife just to refine the dice, really. For me, that is good. So there we go, as you can see, nice and fine. Any rogue bits of skin, get rid of those. And that is it. That is our shallot prepped and ready for the pan. So there we go, first little bit of prep, our risotto done. So what makes this risotto a surf and turf risotto? Let me show you. King prawns, and a very special ingredient for the turf. This here is bone marrow. We're going to be using this to sweat off our shallots, which is going to give this risotto an amazing, rich, beefy flavour. That will be a fantastic base for our beautiful king prawns. So what we want to do first is take our bone marrow, and ideally you want a nice long knife like this, cut down against the bone into the marrow and simply twist, and that will pop right out. Same this side, get that right in there, twist, pull. There we have it, clean as a whistle. And you want to take a knife, and very, very simply, we're just going to dice up our bone marrow really nice and fine. This is going to melt down into like an oil, basically, which is the lipid that we are going to be sweating off our shallots in. And there it is, a very special ingredient, which will create a very special risotto. This stuff is on another level. Bone marrow, and that is good to go. And the last little bit of prep that we want to do, risotto is rich, kind of dense, kind of creamy, so something vibrant to give it a bit of a lift is exactly what we want. So bunch up your chives. The chives are just going to lift everything up, cut through the richness of everything, and as fine as you can. So there we go, a really nice fine dice for your chives. Then we're going to pop these aside, ready to garnish. There we go, chives ready to go. One last thing we need to do before we cook the risotto is take our butter we're going to be using to finish the risotto. So just in little cubes like so, that way it is all ready to go. And this is going to be finishing off our risotto to get it nice and creamy and enriched. This, along with our Parmesan, is a must for any good risotto. And now guys, we are ready to cook this unbelievable surf and turf risotto. What we need is a frying pan, stainless steel, cast iron, non-stick, whatever you want to use. And we want to have our stock ready. Today, I'm going with chicken stock. So I'm just going to turn on the heat, keep the heat low, just keep that warm, and then into our pan, our bone marrow. Start with the heat fairly low, and remember, you can always add more, but you can't take away. So I'm going to hit it with 1, 2 and a bit teaspoons of the marrow, and already you can see that marrow melting down, creating a lovely fatty oil for us, which we're going to be cooking our shallots in. This recipe is out of control. So there we go, look at that. That marrow's melted down absolutely perfectly. So in with our shallot. Like I said, heat low. We just want to sweat off our shallot. This won't take long. The smell is beautiful. Such a distinct fragrance and flavour. Bone marrow. This is not going to take long. Already, we are basically there. And then on to the next step, which is really important when cooking risotto. It's known as blasting the rice. And so, just before we hit it with our rice, a little dash of some white wine vinegar. get it to a nice syrup, and then the white wine. We literally want this nice and sticky and syrupy. There we go, reduce the wine and the vinegar, give it a few moments. We basically don't really want any liquid left. Heat down a little touch, and then our risotto rice. Get that in, and we're literally going to give this about 2 minutes. Again, this is called blasting the rice. It just kind of toasts it off a bit, bringing out the sort of nutty flavour and getting it ready for the stock. Flatten it out. Our stock is there ready to go. As you can see, it's steaming, it's warm, it's not like boiling or anything, which is what we want. So I'm already getting a little bit of a nutty aroma from the rice. So just another minute, I'm gonna say, and then we begin the process, making our risotto, which is actually a lot easier than people think. Risotto is kind of strangely considered really difficult. It's not really difficult as such, it's just that I think it's commonly done wrong. If you basically just copy exactly what I do in this video and apply that to any risotto you make, you can't go too far wrong. So there we go, that rice is toasting off nicely, getting a little bit of colour on the rice. And so this is now when we begin the classic risotto process. What we do is add about a ladle of stock. Keep fairly low, cook that out in the first ladle of stock until it has completely reduced down. It will soak up some of that stock. It'll almost be dry again, and then we'll go in with the next lot. This is so important. I can't tell you how much. This is where people get it wrong. And again, it's not difficult, it's just doing it. People put in too much liquid and then the rice simply just boils in that liquid. What we're actually doing is kind of teasing out the starch, and that's what gives us that creaminess, which you can almost see immediately when you begin doing this. So as you can see already, there's basically no liquid. So I always say err on the side of caution. Once it looks like the liquid's gone, give it another 30 seconds, and then we're going to hit it with more stock. And you basically want to be really working this pan. You don't just let it sit there and tick over. You want to keep stirring, keep it moving. Ladle number 2. So there we go, that's the second ladle in. Like I said, keep working it, keep it moving, and you'll be rewarded with a beautiful, smooth, creamy risotto at the end. This will typically take roughly half an hour, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more. The best way is just to simply taste it every now and again. We don't want it to be completely mushy and sloppy. We want a little bit of bite. We want it al dente, which means to the tooth. Getting there, almost ready for ladle number 3. And already you can kind of see that starch coming out of the risotto. So there we go, we've been cooking this away for about 10 minutes. So as you can see, it's starting to puff up a bit, soften, and you can already see kind of that creaminess starting to build up. And so, ladle number 3. Correction, ladle number 4. So there you go, that rice is getting really nice and creamy now. Another few ladles and we'll see where we are at that point. And any minute now, I'm going to start tasting, and we want it nice and al dente, but beautiful and creamy. So, another ladle. Very nearly there. And a common mistake with risotto is people sometimes serve it a little bit too thick and lumpy and gloopy. It's supposed to be creamy. The best way to know that it's spot on is if you serve it with a ladle or a spoon, it should run away off of the spoon. It should essentially pour out onto the plate. It shouldn't be dollopy. Another taste. We're just going to keep going for a tick. So now we're getting close. I turn that heat right down because our fats are going to be incorporated soon, so we don't want the butter or the Parmesan cheese to split. We just want to beautifully melt it through, fortifying this risotto. Tiny little dash more stock. Obviously we haven't added any seasoning at this point because of the cheese, so that will come right at the end. And some butter. Stir, get that nice and emulsified. See that perfectly melting through. And now, at this point, we're going to hit it with some of our cheese. While I do it, I'll just do a layer, literally covering the risotto. Stir that through. Little adjustment to the consistency. I can already see that's a tad thick. Stir, beautiful. Look how creamy that is. little pinch of salt, just a little hit of our black pepper. That is good. So now, prawns. The risotto is basically finished. What we're gonna do, we need to move quite quickly, get the stock off the heat, chuck over a little bit of a little tinfoil lid, pop that to one side, chuck a pan on the hob, and I'm going to use the last little bit of our bone marrow. You want the heat high, but not crazy high. Tiny little touch of seasoning on our prawns, and then lay them in one by one. As soon as they're in, move them around in the fat, move them in the pan, and literally 1 minute on this side. A few twists of black pepper. Turn them over, 1 minute on the other side. These do not take long. Turn them, as you can see, we're getting a nice little bit of colour on them now, a nice char. They've only been in there 2 minutes. Move them around, you're gonna give them 30 seconds on this side. Turn them again, get a nice bit of caramelisation, but we don't want these in the pan any longer. 3.5, 4 minutes. Finish them off with a little hit of butter the last 20, 30 seconds. So, get them out, pop those to one side, get rid of this pan. Risotto back on the heat. Give it a quick stir, heat off, make sure you're happy with that consistency. Let's plate. Right guys, so here is our beautiful risotto. Like I said, look at that, it's creamy, not clumpy, perfect. And to finish, just lay over our beautiful little king prawns. An amazing char on those. Cooked to perfection. Finish with a sprinkle of chive. And that is my delicious surf and turf bone marrow and king prawn risotto. Right, so I'm very excited. Time to tuck in. Perfect risotto. It's creamy with a tiny bit of bite. Parmesan, buttery. You can taste that bone marrow running through it. Look at that creaminess. Absolutely delicious. One of my favourite risottos. So let's try it with a prawn. Oh yeah, that really is heavenly. So good. This is one of my favourite risottos. Right guys, so I'm gonna polish this thing off, like and subscribe, find the recipe on my website, thewckcountryKitchen.com. Make sure you sign up to my weekly newsletter, link in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.